Israel Adesanya. I'm here in Auckland. I'm training with the guys. It's gonna be good. Obviously, I know the game plan and, oh man, Pereira won't see this. So I'm gonna give you the rundown of the game plan anyway.
That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. That's technique. That's the last style bender, folks.
What's up, guys? UFC 287 this weekend. You know I'm excited. Our boy Israel Adesanya is going to be fighting Pereira, the rematch. Looking forward to that one. So we're going to break that down. We'll break down a few of the fights on that card. So let's get into it.
I need them 50 G's so I can buy my mother a minivan and she can give me a ride to the PI. Woo!
All right. Raul Rosas Jr. That's a hard one. And Christian Rodriguez. Man, Rosas, he's a little gun. Like, obviously they're hyping him up. You get guys like this usually, you know, your Chimaevs and all that. Early on, I can see them really mauling their opponents. He's a very, very tidy grappler wrestler. The pressure he puts on, great style, and a big problem for people earlier in their careers. You know, obviously you need top level fighters to really be able to deal with that. So I'm not going to really break down that fight. I'm just going to say Rosas, I think he is the real deal. Even though he's that young, for someone who with that like gas tank and that pressure and that control, it's pretty incredible. And I'm expecting him to get his hand raised. So that's a quick and easy one for you. On to the next.
Way he punches.
Oh! Holland sits him down. One and done on the knockout for the Trailblazer.
Kevin Holland and Santiago. This is going to be an exciting one. I think this is going to be a fun one. I've been seeing his last few fights. Obviously, some of them haven't gone his way, but it's been different. Earlier on, he was dangerous. He was finishing fights, but he was sort of seemed like not clowning around. That's probably not the right word. That's probably insulting. But like, you know what I mean. Like, not really, not a care in the world.
But I don't know. You have to stop his wrestling. Control your hips.
Where I feel like he's been taken a little bit more serious. He's more serious, even with the Chimaev fight. He was serious, you know, he was doing it. And I thought, you know, I knew that Chimaev was going to be a big problem with him. But I mean, I still thought he held his own for them little scrambles. Again, there's just something different about his presence, I feel, at the moment. Striker versus striker. I just feel like, again, where Kevin Holland is, he's pretty durable, he's pretty crafty, and he's dangerous. I just think Kevin Holland's going to be a little more dangerous. I think he's got more tools, more ways of finishing on the feet than Santiago has. So I'm going to have to lean towards Kevin Holland on that one. And I couldn't tell you how. It could be punches, knees, elbows, kicks, hammer fists from the bottom, even though I think it's going to be on the feet. You never know where this one goes, but I'm going to say TKO for Kevin Holland. Adrian Yanez, Rob Font. Fun one. Man, this is a good card. Stacked from top to bottom. Obviously, I can't go through them all. This is a fun fight. Both different types of strikers. They are strikers, different types of strikers. I haven't watched as much of Yanez, but I know enough to know that he's crafty. He's always evolving as well. He's pretty handy on the feet. Nice, beautiful combos. Pretty high-level striker. Rob Font the same. Rob Font obviously likes his lead hand. A lot of really good lead hand work. Great jab. So you never know when someone has that type of striker, someone that's really good with lean work, you never know how other strikers are going to deal with that. You know, when someone's really good with their range and really good at that lead hand, some people can look incredible against other people's and then just not know how to get around the lead hand when people use it beautifully. So it'll be an interesting fight. That's a fun one. Who has he lost to? He's only lost to the top guys, right? So he lost to Cheeto, which that actually surprised me. He lost to Cheeto. Aldo, I actually picked Aldo to win that one, but Rob Font is very calculated, very tidy, more boxing heavy. Yeah, great jab, great lead hand work. Changes that lead hand, you know, levels with it, distance with it. It can be a real problem when it's used well, and he uses it well. Yanez is a very high level striker himself, so it'll be interesting. This one's gonna be a fun one. Who do I lean towards? Yanez, I feel like this is a step up for Yanez, but is he ready for it? Yeah, maybe. This is going to be the test. Let's see, not only versus a higher caliber guy, he's going to verse a pretty different problem. I don't think there's anyone that has a jab or lead hand as tidy as Rob Font in that division. So this is a big step up for it. Can he do it? Yeah, maybe. Who do I lean towards? I'm gonna have to go with experience, and I feel like that range and that lead hand might be more of a problem. But I'm just going off what I've seen out of Rob Font. But let's see. You know, Yanez, again, he's a high-level striker. He might just show up and then show us that he's on a whole nother level. So I am interested for that one. You're gonna guarantee that I'm watching that.
Clock is brought to you by Modelo.
All right, so Gilbert Burns, Masvidal, co-main event. Man, I love this card, stacked. That's a fun one. But man, Burns has been in some bangers. Burns been putting on some great shows, and he's been looking great. This is a big fight for him, big fight for both of them. Big fight for Masvidal though. We know Leon Edwards wants that Masvidal fight.
Give him the 3-piece with the soda.
So this is huge. Masvidal takes out Gilbert. He's probably getting a title shot. It's going to be in the near future for sure. So this is huge for Masvidal. Can he do it? I think he can. So going with his last fight with Colby Covington, I thought he looked great. It went decision. Yeah, that went to decision. His takedown defense looked pretty good. Gilbert Burns, obviously jiu-jitsu. We know he's a world champion jiu-jitsu. We know he's really good there. He's wrestling, obviously not on the level of Colby Covington. Colby Covington still got him down, but he still had problems getting him down. He's been working a lot in his wrestling. I think he always has, but he really bit down and focused on that takedown defense. And you've seen it in that Colby Covington fight. I've talked to Masvidal even a while ago. He loves wrestling, believe it or not. Even though he's a striker, he's been striking backyard brawls and all that type of stuff. He's always loved wrestling. But I think now he's at a stage where he's really understanding it, really coming into his own there. So I feel like he's going to be a problem for Gilbert, obviously on the feet and in the stand-up. If he takes it to the ground, can he control? Yeah, for sure, 100%. Like Masvidal doesn't want to be on the bottom of Gilbert. Even on the cage, in the center, I feel Masvidal will be better with the takedown defense. I feel like Gilbert still has some decent pressure, control, gas tank to hold people on the fence. I hope it's not that type of fight. He could be a problem there. But I'm sure that's stuff that Masvidal would have been working on. It's going to be an interesting one. And then Gilbert, if he can't get the takedown, you know, he might shoot a couple times, or he'll just be like, all right, stuff it. He can throw hands himself.
Hand lands for Gilbert Burns. Oh, he's knocked down. Gil Burns.
So they're just going to start banging. I think that favors Masvidal. Crazy knockouts, and he's been brawling his whole life, we all know. So he's been fighting for a very long time. How old was he? He's about fucking 12, fighting in backyards. It's pretty crazy. That's how long he's been doing this for. And now I think his wrestling defense is definitely up there. So this is it's exciting. And obviously for Leon, I guarantee you Leon's hoping Masvidal gets it. That's a big draw, big fight, massive fight. They obviously have history. Interesting matchup, that one. I think, who do I lean towards? More ways of winning? Gilbert Burns. Do I think it's going to be hard to get Masvidal down? Yes. Can Gilbert still get him down? Yes. On the feet, do I lean towards? Masvidal. Burns is tough. Burns got a gas tank. 3-rounder. Sheesh. Who do I got to lean towards? Oh, man, I love Burns. I think for the story narratives and all that, and for Leon, the Masvidal would be a lot better. So Burns, massive favorite. I think he should be favorite. Man, for me, betting wise, and watch some of Masvidal's takedown defense in the scrambles and things. He was doing some pretty good stuff. And you know, Colby Covington's chain wrestling is next level. I think he could be a problem. There's a reason he's underdog. I think he should be underdog, but is that worth a bet? I think you should do a sneaky bet on Masvidal. Who do I lean towards? Burns. Who should you maybe bet on? I think Masvidal has the chance. I think that could happen. So there you go. I think percentage-wise, I'm leaning towards Burns, but betting-wise, with him being such a big underdog, I could see him maybe do a 3-rounder. Stop the takedown, couple of big punches. Remember, damage. So remember how the scoring criteria is. You can hold him on the cage, he lands a couple of elbows or does a couple of bit of damage on the feet, you know, scoring criteria, you've got to remember that. I'd bet on Masvidal with the odds that I see.
Go to the leg again. Oh! Knocked down for Adesanya! That is it! Still undisputed!
And the main event of the evening. Wait a sec, that was more Michael Buffer, wasn't it? Sorry, Bruce. It's time. It's time.
It's time!
All right. Israel Adesanya. I'm here in Auckland. Training with the guys. It's going to be good. Obviously, I know the game plan and, oh man, Pereira won't see this. So I'm going to give you the rundown of the game plan anyway. Nah, of course I'm not. All right, so with this one, very excited for this one. Huge rematch. So much history in this. Then you go back to that fight itself. You know, I don't think this isn't just a bias talking. It's pretty clear that Israel Adesanya was winning that fight. He almost had it. Pereira, he's obviously a dangerous man with dangerous punches and then found the finish. So you got to give him credit for that. Who's the favorite on this one? So Izzy is the favorite. See, it's again, a lot of people are like, oh, how? You can see how that fight was going. And then, but that's the thing with Pereira, you've got to remember, he's always going to be dangerous. But Izzy, man, he's going to rise to that occasion 100%. He's going to be ready for this one. He's looking good. He's always looking good, but he's looking good. There's obviously something different about this one. This man took the title from him. He's coming back to get that title back. Massive card. He's gonna show out, and I can guarantee you that. So I can't wait for this. I'm glad to be here for the final week of training. Everyone's buzzing. I'm buzzing. How do we think it's gonna go? Man, I think you look at that first fight, and I feel like Izzy. I still feel like he does piece him up on the feet. Obviously, you're going to have that wrestling takedown there. You got Frank Hickman wrestling over here. Shout out to the Hickman bros, bang towel. But you know, just obviously you've seen he was able to take him down, and even on the feet. Who would you lean to and say like was it a little bit more tidy? I'm gonna say that again. I don't think that's a bias. I think there's proof there from that last fight, and that's why he's a favourite. Obviously, you know where my bet's going. That's going to be on Izzy. I think he can get the finish too, and I think he does get the finish. I don't think we're seeing the later rounds. I'm calling third round finish. There it is, third round finish. I can't obviously give too much away, that's what I mean. I obviously want to break it down and go more into it, but all I can say is just tell you how I'm feeling, the vibes, what I'm seeing, what I think. If I can talk about the past, their fight, what happened, what I think the result might be and all that without giving too much away. But the beauty of it is we get to watch it this weekend, pay-per-view, UFC 287. We don't want to miss it. Huge card, stack card top to bottom. Make sure you get in on the prelims as well, but I'm not allowed to bet. But if you're going to bet, you always know Izzy's a safe bet. Pereira's a dangerous dude, but we know that. And we know how to work game plans, and we know strategies, and we know how to take some shit away from these guys. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I can't wait to watch it. And you know I'll be tuning in, and I hope you do too.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.